Hound Dog Taylor is one of the old blues guitar players from around Chicago that used to hang out around. Well, you know, Buddy Guy and Junior Wells, they got a place there on 43rd Street they call it Checkerboard Lounge, and Hound Dog was one of the main guys that used to hang out there all the time before he passed away. And most of the blues guys now that's in Chicago hangs out around Buddy Guy. Buddy Guy and Junior, they got very good nationally known blues tavern there on the south side of Chicago, 43rd. And they just named 43rd Street Muddy Waters Drive, which I campaigned and I voted for it, and looked like it's going to be all right over there on 43rd Street. He's one of the horn players that out here leading the band today, currently leading the band and helping me keep these blues alive as far as blues saxophonist is concerned. AC, he's currently out on the road, and he's in this area working now. I think he did the festival over in Telluride a few weeks ago, and he's currently in this area working a little bit. And if you want to catch a good show, a guy that's really get out and playing, an old guy playing the saxophone, catch AC Reed. He's bad. And I want to tell you another thing. Whenever you guys out there listen to some blues, when you want to hear some good blues, if you're in Chicago, listen to this. If you're in Chicago, go to the Gold Coast. Go Halsted and Lincoln Avenue. Good blues.
All right.
Good blues in that area. If you're in Washington, D.C., go to Georgetown, 35th and M Street.
You listeners get a paper and pencil out here. Write this down.
Good blues. Good blues. Okay?
Right.
If you're in New York City, go down in the village, down Bleecker Street. That's 14th Street down in that area. Good blues. Boston, Brookline, in that area. Good blues, baby.
All right.
And New Orleans, go down in the quarters, French quarters. You know, good blues is happening there, man. And I'll tell you another thing. They got good blues in Salt Lake City. Now, you think there's nothing there but mamas, man. You're wrong, baby. You understand what I'm saying? Some blues lovers there. You go like Third and Temple down in that area. Good blues, man. And one thing about
that's
the blues,
yeah,
that's good. That's close to you guys, you know.
In Denver.
In Denver, you got joints like the Straight Johnsons, you know, is one of Denver's hot blues place down Leavenworth and Broadway, you know. And blues is a thing beginning to catch on all over the country now. At one time it was on the low. I think right now it's being revived and coming back to life. And I'm out here trying to keep the tradition alive a little bit, you know, playing a little blues here and there, you know what I'm saying? And I want you guys to hang in there, and you're right here at the school, man, and take a course and bluesologist, man, you know, and see what it's all about, you know what I'm saying? Okay? He came originally from West Memphis, Arkansas, okay? He was influenced, I think, when he was like 10, 11 years old, okay? He was a kid that left home at an early age, 10, 11. And he traveled around with Sonny Boy Williams for a long time, you know, carrying his suitcase and picking up the harp and sleeping on the pool table and everything that goes along with being a blues guy, you know what I'm saying? After that, this guy, he drifted to Chicago. For 15 years, he was the main attraction with the Muddy Waters Band. Then 15 years ago or so, 10, 15 years ago, he decided to go on his own. And, man, he's one of the hottest harmonica players in the country today. He's recognized all over the world. We travel abroad. We go to Europe together every year mostly. And he's dynamite. His name is Jimmy Cotton. We call him James Cotton, originally from West Memphis, Arkansas. My bag is the blues, you know, and there's no blues if there's no John Lee Hooker around. You understand what I'm saying? John Lee was originally he hails from Detroit. He was in Detroit, man. We used to do a lot of shows together, you know. John Lee, Muddy, and Wolf in the heydays, like the early 60s. We used to all gang up and do on one show together, you know. And
stage for
yeah,
play all night.
Yeah, we started early in the afternoon, like down in St. Louis. We had a place we start out in the park in the afternoon in the summertime, you know. And of course, and John Lee, Wolf would always say, "Hey man, watch John Lee, man. if the guy's sweating on his nose, man, we got to go to work, because he's going to work us to death, man. You know, and this guy, he's still around today, and he works just as hard now as he did 25 years ago, man. I was in Europe with him. I was in Nancy, France, 3 months ago with this guy, and hey, man, he stole the show, baby. You know what I'm saying? Now, Elmo James, Elmo James is one of the original chess artists. I guess everybody know that.
Yeah, we're doing reel-to-reel
from the 50s to the 52 to 72, maybe Leonard Chess and the Chess brothers controlled most of the blues at that time, you know, and they controlled the blues market at that time, you know, and they had the bucks to go across the country and get all the major blues artists, sign them up, and all those that didn't use it, just help them on the shelf because anybody else used them, you know. And they had all the major guys, you know. And one thing I can say, they did a lot of work with the blues. You know, a lot of guys say, well, little Chess brothers were a little shaky, you know. But at that time, the old blues artists, black guys, they didn't make no bucks. You know, Big Bill Broomsey, Robert Nighthawk, we can go back, Elmo James, and even up to Muddy and Wolf, you know, that wasn't too much big money. They didn't gain the money as financially secure like they should have been, but they gained a lot of recognition. You understand what I'm saying? Elmo James was one of those guys from the Chess bag of wax, stack of wax. You know, he was first with Miss McMurray, I think, who should have been a sister something to the Chesses that had Diamonds Records in out of Jackson, Mississippi. And from there he moved to Chicago and went with the brothers on their Chess and Checker label. Right now there's not too many blues guys, young guys out there that really dedicated to the blues anymore. You know, we got a few guys. Most of the young guys now, they want to play some metal, they want to play some rock. They want to do everything but some deep blues. But we got a few guys, like in Chicago, you got Laurie Bell, who's the son of Carrie Bell, plays blues. You got my son, Van, that plays a good guitar. You got Melvin Taylor. You can look for him to be smoking, man. He's a bad young man. Yeah, and you got this boy from the West Coast, Robert Cray, who's a young guy in his mid-20s, and he's doing a very good job out there on the road.